Hello. So tonight we're reading Rudey's Windy Christmas, a naughty, noisy, rip-roaring adventure. One evening at Santa's house, amid the ice and snow, the Clauses shared a festive feast before he had to go. Mrs. Claus, who loved her sprouts, ate each and every one, but Santa fed his to her friend until the last was gone. "Bye-bye, dear," said Santa, lifting one more sack of toys. "It's time for me to go and visit all the girls and boys." Then Santa and his reindeer friends flew up into the sky, the sleigh secure behind them and the presents piled high. They just got to Australia when Dasher took a sniff. What was that funny smell that had brought a sproutly sort of whiff? "Oh, pardon me," said Rudey, "but I think I've done a pump. My tummy did a rumble, then my bottom did a trump." The other reindeer giggled, and they flew into the sky, the sleigh secure behind them and the presents piled high. The air was sweet for many miles. Then Dancer took a sniff. Somewhere over China he had smelt a sproutly whiff. "Oh, dearie me," said Rudey. "Now I've done a windy pop. This is a bit embarrassing. I'll do my best to stop." The reindeer giggled more and more, and then they flew into the sky, the sleigh secure behind them, and the presents piled high. For a while the air was sweet. Then Prancer took a sniff. This time it was in India he'd smelt a sproutly whiff. "I'm sorry, boys," said Rudey, "but I think I've done a bottom burp. Why did I eat so many sprouts? I feel a real twerp." The reindeer chuckled hard, and they flew into the sky, the sleigh secured behind them and the presents piled high. The air was sweet for quite some time. Then Vixen took a sniff. Just as they reached South Africa, "What is your vibe?" he'd smelt a sproutly whiff. "Oh, excuse me," said Rudolph. "What a smell! Stinky fluff! I wish this wind would go. I think I've popped enough." The reindeer laughed and laughed, and they flew into the sky, the sleigh secure behind them, and the presents piled high. For a spell the air was sweet. Then Comet took a sniff. On landing in the UK he had smelt a sproutly whiff. "Oh, goodness me," said Rudey. "Now I've done a great big toot. That really was a ripper from my poor bottom flute." The reindeer had hysterics. They had flew into the sky, the sleigh secure behind them, and the presents piled high. The air was sweet for hours and hours. Then Cupid took a sniff, 'cause once more in the USA he'd smelt the sproutly whiff. "Forgive me, please," said Rudey, "but I've blown my rear end trumpet. I can't believe there was enough wind left inside to pump it." Donner, Blitzen, and the other reindeer rolled around, doubled up with laughter. As they lay upon the ground, they'd laughed so much. "They're out of puff," said Santa. "They can't fly. However will we get this heavy sleigh home through the sky?" Some super turbo gas is what you need," Rudey boomed. He stuck his windy bottom in the air, and off they zoomed. But when they reached the North Pole, Santa got a big surprise, as all the elves were wrapped their scarves right up to their eyes. "We've had a horrid time," one of the elves told Santa Claus. "Ever since we went, your wife has air pooped without pause." "Ho, ho, ho, ho," said Santa. "Sprouts are more fun than I knew. I think I'll eat mine up next year." as I can join in too. So if you wake on Christmas night and smell a certain stink, just look up in the sky and give old Santa Claus a wink. The end.